Hello and welcome to the 17th day of the Spare Change Challenge. We are playing 10 and L Cash today. I've been playing for a few minutes, but not too long. I did get home late again today. I had a lot of work, which is a good thing. So I apologize for the later stream, but we will play at least an hour, maybe two. I'm pretty tired right now. We'll do our best and hopefully continue our journey on building our bankroll. I think we're going to bet big on the bottom right, just to discourage any kind of, I don't know, semi-bluffs, and to kind of just define our hand right now. And certainly we can get value from worse as well. This table doesn't look any good. I think I've been on these tables long enough that I can now evaluate them. This one has a 44-13, 2 to our right. That's the only soft spot that I see. If he's even a soft spot. Yeah, these games look pretty lousy right now, honestly. Probably leave this game on the bottom left. I don't see any reason to stay on that table. Top left, we have a new player that sat down with $6, so maybe by the time the blinds go back around, we'll be able to evaluate whether he is the type of player that we'll want to stay for. But I'm going to preliminarily go ahead and uncheck the auto post blind. He did post in the cutoff, so that's a good sign. Go ahead and find a new table on the bottom right here. So let's see what we got here. How about, is this the one I just left? I hope not. Doesn't seem familiar, but there is another one in case this one is the same one. It's not, so we'll sit there.
Listen up for the perfect holiday gift. This season, she'll hear Christmas carols, sleigh bells, and holiday laughter. But a pair of Forever Mark
Okay, so this table. Definitely not good. Top right. Maybe it's worth staying since there's not that many games running right now. Actually, you know what? There's a 46 VFIP table running right now. I wish, yeah, I could get on it here. If I can be quick enough. Oh, fail. Oh, never mind. Awesome.
Are almost here, and if you're selling stuff online, you know it's crazy. So use ShipStation.com. It's the fast and easy way to manage and ship all of your holiday orders from one place. With ShipStation, you'll get your online orders out quickly to keep your customers happy. No wonder ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers. Try ShipStation free for 30 days.
So I did do a vlog update of how the challenge is going, but it's on my phone and I haven't uploaded it yet. Plan to do that right after this session. Guess I'll upload that at the same time I upload this. Or maybe if, depending on how I run in this, I guess I may change my update slightly. Or maybe not, I don't know. It's only like 2 or 3 minutes. I didn't really have much to say. It's a tricky spot. But there are so many hands that connect with this board. If anybody has an ace, we're pretty much beat. We're going to get check raised a lot on this board. I think it's probably better to check and see some kind of turn before we make a decision on what we're going to do. And it just depends on bet sizing and who does it and what the other guy does when he does it. Whether either peel, raise, or fold. Obviously, right? That's the only 3 things we can do. Get a 50-cent bet. This player's 29-6, 2.5 aggression factor. We certainly cannot call 2 streets here. And since there's so many aces that are beating us right now, however, it's kind of a tricky spot, like I said. I think if you'd bet something like 40 cents, I could just min raise and get a cheaper showdown, but it's hard for me to raise $1. But this player's still behind me. I think I am going to have to just peel one street just to see what the river looks like. And now we'll just reevaluate. It's hard to believe that this guy would bluff into 2 players. So I think we can safely fold this river, honestly. If he bets any kind of value-y type bet. Now it's just a matter of whether I can get thin value out of this. Like player 6 potentially called the turn. And we don't really want to check here and let him just shove. Not that he would necessarily do that. So I think a small bet here is actually better than a check. We would like to, if we check, we're going to have to check call a bet like $1. But I think if we bet, we can bet fold 60 cents. Because I don't think he's going to raise worse than what we have in a 3-way pot like this. So I guess 9-7 got there. There's also sets and 2 pairs. He could have something like ace-6 and potentially do this. We had a plan though, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick to it and just fold. Now if we check there and he bets like $1, $1.20, we're obviously calling. So we saved ourselves some money by betting 60 cents, and he did show a set, so it shows my read was correct. I think I'm going to lead with the open-ender. And we certainly have a decent open-ender here. If we actually hit it, we could definitely get value from another 10x hand, because we would have the nut straight. And besides that, we just have ace high there. We could potentially get somebody off like a pair of 5s or something, so I think a bet is good. Good. So the goal today is to run better than yesterday. We're definitely getting off this table. Let's see what we can find. There's one that has 2 players on it. How about this Bean Eaters? Is that what I just left? I hope not. If not, not a big deal. Doesn't matter, it's gone anyway. Bean Eaters. What kind of name is that? A ball club, have we been on that? Ball club. Club of balls. Yep, that was the, I guess we were already on the ball club. Can't say I would admit that in public. So let's try, well that one disappeared too. Ball. Yeah, looks like the only thing available right now is a ball club. Oh well. Hopefully something else will pop up soon. There's a couple 9-handed tables. I don't really want to play those though. Oh well. We'll just focus on these 3. Yeah, I'm not convinced this is a good table in the top right. I mean, this guy's now 48-22. Could just be an aggro player that hasn't normalized yet. He is raising. He's not really limping much. I mean, I know he must be just calling because I haven't seen the limp. So I'm going to preliminarily, again, uncheck this and potentially leave this table. Yeah, I just have this gut feeling that the games just overall are crappy right now. And we certainly have... Whoops! I just heard myself talking, that's weird. Oh, I see why. So I pulled up my Twitch dashboard and it started the stream. Thought I had that muted. It's interesting. It looks like they've changed the way the dashboard operates. It's set up a little different. Either that or maybe I'm just in a different tab. But it looks completely different. I kind of like it though. Oh well. Woo. A little loud there. Yeah, good chance this is a crap table as well on the bottom right. Low VPIP players. The one semi-high VPIP over a small sample is to my left, and he just looks like an aggro player. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of running out of options. We have the 78-33 and a 78-44 on this table, so I'm definitely not leaving there. We can just get another good table up. We'll be in business. Nobody wants to sit on ball club. There's Charters Towers, but it's 25 VPIP. Maybe I'll stay here one more revolution just because I do not want to leave that table. I think I'll limp here with this aggro player behind. Just see a flop. Expecting maybe if I hit a piece of this board, this guy would lead often, and I could get value. Some situations where this hand is actually strong enough to limp shove if he's doing this with a huge range. I don't think I have that not strong enough read right now, but it's something to consider. As you can see my graph, it's getting pretty sick. I hope that's a trend that continues. LOL sample size, right? It's only 3,000 hands or so. So we turn a gut shot here. I think we can barrel a lot of river cards here, like any jack or higher. He doesn't pick up many draws, so I think his range is a lot of 10x's on this turn. So I think we could just safely just check fold. I don't think he bets a 10 a lot. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not getting him off a 10. I think if a jack or an ace or a king or a queen, or actually an ace or a queen, yeah, if those cards peel, I can bet again, and then I also have 4 cards to make the best hand as well. So 4, 7, 4, 8, 12, 16, so something like 38% of the time or something like that. We can profitably barrel that river, I think. And the fact that he could fold the turn to my turn lead. He doesn't have to check to call when I lead there. Makes that a superior play. Whenever you pick up equity, it's typically okay to bet. On this board, against this player, I think we can bet get it in. So I think our queen's an out often here. It's not the player I wanted to raise me. Do I just call and then give up if we... Yeah, well there's worse flush draws he could have here. There's 9-7. We're also not doing bad against just an 8. And if he has a set, we have reasonable amount. I think we just have to put it in as played here. So we hit our flush, and we hold. So he did have 8 deuce. That's not exactly something I had in the calculus there, but I'll take the win regardless, especially after how we ran. So yeah, this guy we definitely want to play with. I actually think this is a bet fold spot for get a couple streets of value and then a potential check call if this guy continues. I just think it's tough in a 4-way pot to get raised by something that we're beating. Unless that fish just goes crazy with like a worse ace. Oh, that's a pretty bad card, but I think we still have to bet 40 cents. It sucks being out of position, but I don't think we can check call, but I think we can definitely get value from worse aces with a bet of 50 cents. Yeah, so he has the same hand. He was free rolling us there. It kind of sucks that he had ace-10 because that's pretty much the only ace he's not raising us on the flop a lot that we're not beating. But I'll take a chop. I think most of the time you're just going to have a weaker ace there. Very few times is he going to have ace-jack or ace-queen or whatever's that bigger. Ace-king he would have definitely raised because that's, 1, that's 2 pair, and 2, he would have had that pre-flop and he played it very passively. Of course, maybe he is a passive player, I don't know. We're just going to give up with a 10 high. Bean Eaters is available. This one could be a tricky spot. I think it's not as tricky as you think though. I think we could just bet like 20 cents and we'll get called by queens. It's tough for people to raise unless they just have to monster draw, like something like ace-3 of diamonds, or something like that. Certainly strong queens with diamond, with a backdoor diamond can raise. Of course, sets those kind of hands as well. When we get raised here, and he did that pretty quickly, and he's raising into 4 people. I'm sorry, 3 people basically. So I think that's an easy fold. It's a situation where we can bet fold to get a call. Bet he calls, and when we check, call profitably when all the diamonds and everything miss. So I think betting is better than checking and giving up there. I think a fair amount of the time we had the best hand. It's very unlikely we will get a fold on the flop on the bottom right against this player. We do have a gut shot, and we may be able to realize some equity here in this. It's possible, actually, we have the best hand, and if we don't have the best hand, we have a lot of outs to improve. So I think checking back is fine, and then folding to a lead. I just think he's a passive type player, and this board's going to connect with a ton of hands, so... I like the check back just because it gives us a chance to hit our card. I mean, we can continue on a king, we can continue on a, obviously a straight. We're getting only like 11 to 1 here, implied odds. But normally that would be a fold, but seeing as it's 4-way and we're almost sure to get the rest of our money in, I think we can just take the call here. Possibility too that it's a dry board and it just checks down and we have the best hand. So you always have to figure that's going to happen 5% or something of the time. Or whatever. I don't know the exact number, but it's going to happen sometimes. So you don't necessarily have to hit a set to win this hand. But it might be a slight winner. And because we're in the blinds and we have money invested, I think it's okay to go for that thin amount of winning earnings there, potential. Top left, not shaping up to be a great table. I think I will get off of it. Top right looks decent now. I mean, this guy's 53-25 over 32 hands. That's pretty fishy. I think I'll stay just because of that guy. Bottom right, we have a 56-0 over 9 hands across from us, so that's worth staying for a couple more evolutions. And this guy is 29-0 over 17. So these aren't the type of players that are going to pound on our blinds. They're not going to get stolen from. So, I mean, this guy's really tight. So we can almost free rolling this table, and with 1 fish on the table, I think it makes it worth it. Considering the games are a little thin right now. By thin, I mean just very reg heavy and fishless overall. So we get it in very good up on the top right. Very good apparently doesn't matter nowadays. But we do catch up and win the hand. Now that I'm at almost $4, I'm going to leave. This guy's not... I don't think this is a strong enough spot to stay with 40 big blinds. I'll look for greener pastures. Let's see here. Yeah. I'll take the games we had a couple days ago. But you remember a couple days ago it started off really slow. We had, it was just, the games were like this, you know, just kind of crappy. But then 30 minutes in, just for some reason the fish just came out of the woodwork and they were just whales galore. We have the best hand, but I think this misses us a lot, so I think we're going to get check raised sometimes on this board. Or check called and floated. I think it plays easier if we check back and raise a lot of turns. Potentially get him off something like pocket 7s here. But he overbets the pot. Not sure what to make of that, but I don't think, certainly we can't continue with 5s. Really strange bet. I'm guessing that was a makeup bet. He's trying to get all the money in by the river with his strong hand. His 2 pair is set, his overpair. Maybe his open-ended straight flush draw, who knows. It was definitely a committing bet. So I think we can safely fold that one. He made it play very easy for us by betting that. I think we were on this table, and I'm gonna try anyway. Yeah. Let's see. with the potential fish in the big blind, I'm going to open the 5s. So I think we just have to bet. Potentially get somebody off a better pair. And it's just it plays easily once you bet and they call. I mean, sometimes we can get them off second pair, but it's not really one of those spots you want to just barrel off on. I think just betting is going to win the pot most often. We can't really check back just because they can lead their entire crappy range. Flop a gutter ball. This guy's been pretty passive so far, so I think we can check, get a free card. I'm just not going to bet into 2 players on this board. It's not a very strong gut shot. And it is a paired board, so you would think it would be a good board for me to c-bet on, but it's two-tone. There's a 10. There's lots of gut shots out there. And this guy's also 80 VPIP. We get called on a 6-3-3. I think a lot of the times that can be just like an ace or a king high. I think we have to continue barreling once the queen peels, and we're committed to probably betting all the rivers as well. He has a 6, he just has a 6. That's certainly a river I'm going to bet. It's a bet fold, just in case he has a 6. Like I said, he does have a lot of ace highs in his range, but I think we can get him off a lot of hands, like pocket 5s, 4s, king highs, you know, turned club draws, things like that. Yeah, so he should have been folding the turn with that hand. So we got a little unfortunate there to get up against the calling station. I mean, if there's any other card on the river besides a 10 or an ace, I mean, I don't think he's folding a 10, but so he basically had 13% of the time we lose that pot, because I mean, if the river's anywhere from a deuce to a 8, a king, another queen, he's just gonna fold the river mostly. So he got lucky on us. He fished and he caught something. Ah. Did I miss it? Yep. Son of a biscuit. Okay. Let's try... I guess we haven't been on this table. It was 25 VPIP a little bit ago, and now it's 35 VPIP, so maybe that means it's getting fishier? Oh, I guess that has to mean that, right? Or it could be like laggy or 2, I guess. We'll hope for the former. See what happens. Kind of running blah. It's not like yesterday where the money's just going all in all the time, but it's still not much good is happening. Kind of losing the small pots. I think if we had a sure fish in the blinds, we could open the 6-7 suited as is. I'm just going to fold it. This is another award-winningly bad table, I think. The one fish, I think, is directly to our left. Kind of want to stay just because I'm short, but really that should be irrelevant, right? This new table has been meaning to start, or been close to starting recently. Yeah, this guy's sitting out. So I guess we'll give up on that. There's just not much to choose from right now. Unless we want to play 5 and L, which I really don't. Oh well. Hey, we want a pot. We don't want to get check raised off our equity here. I think we'll just play a turn. It's a good card in the sense that he doesn't have many kings in his range. And now we can bet. Yeah, about the worst card in the deck, of course. So we'll just fold. Yeah. Another bad run out for us. Everything got there. We're going to grind it out here. We're not going to spew, we're just going to grind it out, and eventually things will go our way again. Worst thing you can do when you're running kind of mediocre like this is to start pressing and trying to get value where there is no value, or bluff catch where there is no bluff catch, you know, that type of thing. You will run good eventually. It's just mitigate, make all the pots you're losing small, and eventually you will run good. Like, see, this is such a primo c-betting spot that we're expecting to win that like 75%, and we're getting raised. Yeah, so we're just on a bad random, I guess you could call it. But that's okay. It will end. It could end now. We get on a good random here. Or a normal random, that would be fine. Of course, we're just going to c-bet and expect to take this down a lot. I mean, I can see us getting floated by like king high. But generally once he calls, he's just never folding on an ace high board. I think it's just a good one and done spot. I think we're going to have such a high c-bet success on this flop that we don't need to barrel off at any point. I think we're just burning money when we do that. We're going to defend with a queen 10 suited. I mean, we're kind of shallow, but there's a ton of boards we connect with, and with our stack size, it's going to be like the perfect shoving lead or check shoving spot. So we'll just call. Of course, we flop the nuts, so we'll let him. Hopefully, he'll put some money in the pot and commit himself, and we can get it in with what is almost always going to be equity-wise the best hand. So that's a good result. We'll take it. Does he really hit the 3? Does he really hit the 3? God, that's ridiculous. Yeah. We were so far ahead it ain't even. I mean, Jesus, what do we have like? I don't even know what we had there. Could I just run the equity there, or is it even worth the pain? But, I mean, we started the hand with $1, so if we're gonna get sucked out on, let it be for $1, right? That's a pretty insane turn card. Gonna raise it up. Even though this guy's pretty tight and he could be sometimes trapping, he could just be tight and doing that anyway. We don't have a read that this guy's doing this light. I mean, when somebody sees a short stack like this, they could definitely shove in some worse aces here. King, queen, king, jack, so I mean, I just wish I had a read that this guy was aggressive at all. Yeah, I'm in the cutoff. I think I can just fold. I think if I was on the button, I might call this. Because he has 60-20, he'll probably overvalue some hands. Actually, I'm just going to call. He could definitely overvalue some hands, being 60-20. Of course, he wasn't overvaluing a hand there. He had definitely a legitimate shoving hand. Luckily for us, we got into a flip situation. When you see a 60-20, I mean, it is only 5 hands, right? Those type of players will see ace-3 and see a short stack raising, and maybe he thinks I'm aggressive. He'll be like king, queen, king, jack. I mean, one way to look at it is some of the time, or a lot of the time, these type of players will just be willing to gamble with a wide range against the short stacks. Like, well, it's only $1. What the hell, man? Let me just put it in here with my queen 10 suited. He's probably going to fold a lot, so Yeah, that's why I think I would lean toward a call there. The cutoff makes it a little difficult because some people do think the cutoff is a little tighter, but I don't think he's the thinking type of player that might do that. Once again, this is small sample. This guy could be a 23-20 player that just hit a weird series of hands that gave him these stats. But you know, you have to go with the read you have currently. That's all you have, so it's better to go with a slight read than no read at all, I think. Not always, but most of the time. Got to go with what you know. So we had 82% equity. I'm surprised it wasn't more on that hand where we were versus 4-3. But basically it's like having aces versus a random hand. So we just keep getting it in good like that. It'll be okay. So, I don't know. This doesn't look like a great table. Let's see who sits down here. It's a full stack, so I'm going to go ahead and unclick this just in case. This one I'm going to stay on. It has a couple of 40-0 types. Top right, our high VPIP player left. But we did have a 692 player sit here. So that's a potential good sign. We'll see. We get shipped down with only ace-6 suited. I just don't have a read that he's way wide enough for that. The fact that he tried to bet just a little more than my stack makes me think it's stronger. But it doesn't matter, we have ace-6. I'm not gonna go crazy. Player's 0-0 over 11 hands. See if he can come out of the woodwork with his 0-0 stats. He didn't want to fold, did he? That's a good situation. We have a 43-0, 29-0, and then this 0-0 directly to our left. So this is potentially a good table to stay on. Has all the makings of it. I'm gonna go ahead and stay here. We have this 52-33. We'll see what happens. We have a limper over here. Strange for a 43-29 to limp in the hijack. It's kind of trappy looking. We get 3-bet by the 0-0, so I think we can fold. The way we're running, a 5 would probably come most of the time. Hey, we got a gut shot. It's kind of a weak bet. It's probably kings, queens a lot here. Or it could be pocket aces he's slow playing by making a small bet. But I just most of the time he just hates this board when he's betting 55 cents. So he's probably gonna fold his queens, kings, jacks, whatever. Could certainly sometimes defend the queen 7. I don't think he's stealing that wide though, so I think I'll fold the computer hand this time.
Listen up for the perfect holiday gift. This season, she'll hear Christmas carols, sleigh bells, and holiday laughter. But a pair of Forevermark diamond stud earrings will really be music to her ears. This Christmas, find her the perfect diamond jewelry gift at forevermark.com.
The new Hulu original series Shut Eye takes a darkly comedic look at the world of Los Angeles storefront psychics and the organized crime syndicate that runs them. Once Jeffrey Donovan.
I think we have a double gutter here, do we not? 5, 6, 3, 4, 5. No, we don't. We just need a 6. We're gonna bet though with our gutter. It's not the greatest board in the world to do it, but we do have equity, and it's kind of a there's kind of no draws out there really. This guy's really aggressive. Kind of want to just flat this. Obviously going to continue now that we hit. I'm just going to shove any flop. I mean, if he has the 7s, now he'll pay us off where he might have folded pre-flop before. And there's a lot of 9s in this guy's range, so I'm just going to overbet ship now and hope he has just a 9x hand. So we have him drawing dead. He's probably calling pre-flop with this exact hand, but not necessarily. I mean, people will fold 9s to a ship. He's supposed to be folding that. But now once he has an overpair, it's, you know. So I'm guessing this guy has like ace-8. That's why he's tanking here. I'm pretty sure he would have already called with a 9. Maybe he had a slow played hand like aces or something. I don't know. Tanked a long time. I think that was against our buddy too. That was Mr. 4-3 offsuit from earlier. What was this hand? Was that top boat versus overpair boat? Oh yeah, ace king versus aces, and the king hit a boat on the river. Ouch. Oh, actually, yeah, he had a nut flush draw too. And he thought his king was an out, I'm sure. Ouch. So, pretty big pot. Yeah, it was a $20 pot, 19. No, 19. Well, if we got shot in an ace, I think that's, even though this board connects pretty well other than the ace with his range, I think with a gut shot and a backdoor diamond draw, we have to bet with no showdown value. Are we going to get him off a better hand? Probably not for one more street. We have a lot of equity now, and I don't really want to get blown off of it. If he has a hand like pocket 7s and he tries to get aggressive now, not that he wouldn't raise that often, but I certainly think that we get to choose how much money goes in the pot better. If we bet here and we brick off, we're probably not going to be able to barrel him off an ace just the same. I think it's probably okay just to check here. So he pots it, so I guess maybe he did have diamond draw. Maybe he had I guess this could be a value bet with an ace. I mean, I guess this could also be 8-9 for a complete whiff. Wow, this is a little too hero-ish for me, I think. The only thing I'm beating is 8-9, and I have an 8, so I guess I'll have to fold this one. If I'm gonna call that river, I probably should be betting the turn, honestly. I'm gonna sit to the left of these two players, and hopefully one of them is weak, if not both. This guy has a half stack, so we'll see. Probably isn't a very good game here on the top right. So I guess we'll get off of that table. So now we're heads up. So I think we'll just think about leaving this table. I think we can check call one street. I think he's going to give up a lot after he c-bets this board. I think we can just bet to protect our hand now. Considering we have the best hand here a lot. Small part of the time you could be slow playing a queen. Or some kind of monster. But it's such a good board to be c-bet. He could definitely have like a pair here of some kind. I don't think we're going to get him off that. Probably just a check it down type spot. Of course, he's very polarized when he bets this river. It's either a queen, a boat, or nothing. So he did turn a 5. That's a little unfortunate for us. Yeah, can't seem to wake up. Haven't been sleeping very well. I'm tired right now. I was too tired to even make coffee. That's pretty bad. Trying to get off the caffeine anyway. Man, this shit is boring. Ain't nothing going on. Another one of these award-winning shit flops. Guess we have to bet because we have showdown value, and we don't want to let an inferior hand lead into us on the turn. It's just one of those boards that connects with so many ranges. So many parts of his range. I think a bet's still slightly better than a check. He'd certainly have the best hand a lot there for sure. And I guess he can fold some kind of small pocket pair as well. So maybe that alone makes it a slam dunk bet. No replacement tables. Son of a gun. You know, I didn't mean to leave that. I was just about to say that short stack set down so I may stay on that table. Son of a gun. And it auto left the table. I think against this player I will defend the Queen 8. It's a really good flop. That's one we can raise a lot and just get him to fold. We also have a gut shot. He bets kind of strong, so maybe we'll just wait for a more dynamic turn. That's another good card because there's some 5s in our range. I think if he barrels now, he's just got it. He could certainly have a hand like Ace X of diamonds. Queen King here still he could have. Or he could just have a random Jack, you know, as well, or a 10 sometimes. But I think he's going to check that turn often enough that we can just profitably just fire. I think this is the type of player you have to defend against. I think he's probably stealing blind versus blind a good 70% plus probably. And depends on what his post-flop strategy is, but a lot of people when they get defended against, they're just not going to connect very often, so they're going to have to one and done it a lot. They're going to have to check fold a lot, so I think to take advantage of that you have to call fairly wide. I think Queen 8 is definitely within the realm for defending there. So many 10-cent 25 games. Man, I can't wait till we're move up. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games available right now. We have an empty seat, basically the 15-3, so I think we can open the 8-6 pretending like basically we're on the button and still get credit for having the range we have in the cutoff. Fortunately, we get 3-bet. That sucks. So much for that idea, right?
The new Hulu original series Shut Eye takes a darkly comedic look at the world of Los Angeles storefront sites.
I'm having trouble getting 4 tables going here.
Runs them. Watch Jeffrey Donovan, Katie Strickland, and Isabella Russell.
I don't want to play 5-L.
Streaming only on Hulu.
Oh man, sorry about that. Been up since very early. Probably should just quit this session, honestly.
But a pair of Forever Mark diamond stud earrings will
Let's see, it's 4:20.
Christmas. Find her the perfect diamond jewelry gift at
Yeah, maybe I'll just go till 4:30 or so, unless the game's just improved drastically in the next 10 minutes. I'm gonna cut this session a little bit short. Definitely not playing my AA game right now. A+ game is maybe at my B. Not B-, but maybe not B+, but maybe just B game. Certainly profitable, probably at these stakes, but yeah, probably don't want to play some long extended session, especially with the games as crappy as they are. I did run okay my first 10 minutes before I started the stream, so I might be break even if I'm lucky. Honestly, don't know.
You'll get your online orders out quickly to keep your customers happy. No wonder ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers.
Well, we got a couple new tables. Let's see how they are. If these are amazing, we might change our attitude a little bit.
ShipStation.com, click on the microphone and enter Spotify.
Ah, shit. I didn't want to call that. That was a misclick. I guess it worked out. Maybe that's what we need, is a misclick to flops 2 pair to get our game going. God. Oh, that's pretty funny. Do we just call? I guess we kind of have to just put it in. He's not going to continue without a king anyway on the turn, so Might as well just try to let him put it in now with his 9s or 10s or something, and he just puts it in with an ace for whatever reason. You know what? I have a friend that I used to play putt poker with. That his favorite hand is the 8-5. He calls it the Ocho Cinco. So maybe it was just destined to be. It's a pretty shitty table, so I'm glad we doubled up before we leave it. The old 8-5. Now that's one of those hands I'll probably be reviewing my database at some point, and I'll see the call and I'll be like, what the hell? Nobody ever factors in misclicks. At least it wasn't like calling a shove or something with after I had doubled up twice with deuce 3 or something. I have done that before. Hey, you're ruining my party here. I thought I was going to be able to see a flop with 4s. Son of a beach. Well, at least there's no 4, right? I can be results oriented. Oh, we have ace king. Everybody, look. We have ace king. Ugh, it doesn't look so good anymore, does it? I mean, if this guy was on the button, I would feel much better about my ace king. But it is still ace king. Yuck. I mean, shit. It's very marginal, I think. The only reason I'm thinking it might be better than marginal is because this guy's slightly loose pre-flop. Oh my god, I should have just folded that. I think that's such an obvious fold, I guess. I don't know. I mean, what am I hoping for there, right? I mean, he doesn't have to have aces, obviously. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a reason I didn't like it. I should probably just go with my gut. You know, this guy calls and he ends up having ace queen sometimes. Yuck. Didn't need one of those. That's not going to help the bankroll. It's just such a shitty spot to pick up ace king. Man, I think if I had 40 big blinds, it's such an obvious fold. 30, 20, 29, 28, whatever I had. Ugh. I'm not going to be results oriented because I think it might be break even to slightly plus EV or slightly minus EV. And I am in the blinds, so that I think that kind of offsets it. I think if I'm on the button there, it's such a simple fold, but being in the blinds and having money invested, I don't need as much equity. This guy's very loose and on the button. I think I can just call with the kings and maybe let this guy get involved. Do I check call or do I think I have to check call because he will c-bet this board without an ace. It's unfortunate that an ace flops. This is the way this session's going, but I obviously can't check fold. I think it's hard for him to barrel anything besides an ace. I guess he could have some kind of flush draw. Is there a way I can get then value from a 10? I think maybe. I mean, I know he checks back some weak aces, but I think I have to go for value from like a hand like queen 10. They might think I have a busted flush draw or something. I mean, we're fortunate to win the pot, I guess. I'd much rather have like the right kind of board to just get the money in. I think that's a pretty bad river to bluff. Not that he necessarily has a flush draw in. I just don't think this guy ever folds a queen. And I think that's just the most likely part of his range. And sometimes he'll have a hand like 9-10 here somehow, and we're still winning. I just don't know if he'll bluff that or what. We still had the best hand. So yeah, he had that type of hand. I didn't have strong enough showdown value to check call though, so I think if he just bets, we just have to fold. So it was kind of a bad spot. That's why playing out of position sucks so hard. Yeah, he had exactly 9-10. Why he didn't c-bet that, I don't know. At least my read was spot on. Yeah, I don't really see where the games have improved. I'm going to stick to my plan and just go ahead and end this session. It's almost been an hour. I've got a lot of paperwork to do, and I have kind of a headache, and I'm very tired, and I don't really want to play long sessions when I'm not on my A game. I've been studying for this test. Some of you already know about it, but I can get a better license. Well, not a better license, but a license where I can pick up some more work in my same field, and if I just get it. But it's a pain in the ass. It's not easy. You just have to know the stuff. It's not really... There's very little common sense stuff. It's just terms, applying terms to the way certain... It's almost like lawyer stuff. Anyway, yeah, so it's very technical. I took the practice test and I miserably failed them. And then I studied a little more, then I still failed them. I just took two more of them in the last day or so though, and I got really good grade. I got 84, and I think I have to have a 70. 84 and an 86. So I'm hoping... I have to take this thing on Thursday, so I'm hoping... I mean, 70 is just as good as 100, you know. What do they call a guy that finishes last in his medical school? Doctor, right? So I don't really care if I get 100 or 90 or an 80. 70 is great. Just no 69, please. But yeah, so it's kind of crushing me. I'm doing this Twitch stream. I'm making videos. I'm doing some writing. I'm started exercising and eating differently, which obviously is affecting some things. And I got my full-time job that I do during the day. I got 3 kids I have to look after. I have activities on the weekend with them. It's around the holidays, birthday parties, you know, all stuff. So it's kind of just piling up on me, and the fact that I'm not sleeping very well is not helping. So I think it would be prudent for me just to cut this session short and see how we did, and just chalk it up to just typical bullshit and move on. Just looked at my balance though, and I think I might actually be slightly up for the day. That's almost impossible to believe, because I have 76.45 and I have 4 on this table almost. So yeah, I think we started at I started at 78 today, so I'm actually up a couple bucks. So hell, run like I've ran the last 2 days and only be down a total of $2, I guess. I'll take it, man. I will take it. Just need a little bit of rest, recuperation, and we can start running this thing up again, hopefully. Now Thursday I do have the test between 2 and 4, so I may not stream, depends on how I feel afterwards, or I may stream from like 4:30 to 5:30 or 5 to 6 or something like that. But probably just take that day off. I'll just see, but I'll be back Friday for sure, most likely. So yeah, let's take a look. So yeah, we're at 80 bucks, $80 and 1 penny, which means we're up $2 for the day. Or is it 3? Were we at 77 or 78 yesterday? I can't remember. Regardless, it doesn't matter. So our peak bankroll, actually I think during our session yesterday our bankroll did hit around $90. So I think that's our peak, but at the end we were obviously below that. We were at 77 or 78. And we started this session I think with 77, 78. So Our pink bankroll was 2 days ago. I guess we started at 82, so we're doing fine. I'm gonna download the hands here in a little while. I'm curious to see what our EV line would look like yesterday. I guess I can see if they're available now. I don't think they will be. I think we had a late session yesterday too. Take a quick look though. Some of them are available, but not the entire day. I'm gonna have to wait about an hour to get the rest of them. But we'll see. I guess it'll be up tomorrow when I play. You'll be able to see. I'm going to be studying a lot tomorrow, but I still plan on doing the stream for an hour or two. Probably on time tomorrow. 2:30 at the latest. I may switch my streaming time to 3, honestly. I think the games are even slightly better. It's harder for me to get back here at 2 than it is 3. 3 I can usually definitely do. 2, if I have a busy day, it's very challenging. And 2 o'clock is when the kids come home from the bus, and sometimes I like to go down there. So, yeah, I may do that. Switch it over. But anyways, thanks everybody for watching. We've ran bad for 2 sessions, and we're only down a couple bucks, so it's all in all a win-win. Everybody enjoy the rest of their day, and thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.